Laplace transform. So this is a very important technique, very useful technique, most important technique in the mathematics or engineering field, right? We are all familiar with the transform technique. You start with 9th standard itself. For example, suppose x equal into in the number multiply panna ordinary method ni multiply panna. Is there any other method to multiply these two numbers? Taking log on both sides, you convert this expression into addition. That is, for example, log x equal log 1018 plus log 7580. So instead of multiplying these two numbers, we are taking this expression converted into equivalent form, and then we have to add these two values and taking an inverse, we may get the value of the multiplication of these two numbers. This transform technique started with 9th standard itself, right? So here we are using the function, how to transform the function. What is the use of this? The main application of this Laplace technique is you can solve a differential equation. Ordinary method, algebraic method, idukku difference. So algebraic method we solve பண்ணும்போது the initial condition எல்லாம் இருக்கும். அதை வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணி அந்த arbitrary constants லாஸ்ட்ல find out பண்ணுவோம். So இங்க வந்து அந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனை இல்லை. So by using this Laplace techniques, we can easily identify the values of arbitrary constant. We can get the answer directly, right? Okay, so that is the main advantage of this technique. What's the definition of this transform? So if f of t is a function of t defined for all t greater than or equal to 0, integral e power minus st f of t dt. The integral value when the exist ஆச்சு அப்படினா, then this is defined as what? Laplace transformation of f of t, and it is denoted by the symbol L of f of t. So L of f of t equal integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. So this is the definition of Laplace transform, right? Can you able to find out the Laplace transformation of all the functions? Is there any condition? Yeah, there are two conditions. The sufficient condition where the Laplace transform exists. The first one is f of t is piecewise continuous. So piecewise continuous. The second one, exponential order. So piecewise continuous, suppose a function f of t is defined over the interval a to b, right? We can divide this interval into subintervals. So a to a1, then a1 to a2, a2 to a3, a3 to a4, like that. Each subinterval, the function should be what? The continuous. So in the மாதிரி that function is piecewise continuous, right? So exponential order அப்படினா, so limit t tends to infinity e power minus alpha t f of t equal to a finite quantity. So whenever this limit exists, then the function has an exponential order. Whenever the function has these two conditions, obviously the function has a what? Laplace. This is a sufficient condition that a function has a Laplace transform, right? Okay. So these are the existing conditions. Now we go for some standard functions, right? So Laplace transform of some standard functions. For example, first one, f of t equal to k, where k is a constant. So what will be the Laplace transformation of this constant function? In a definition, okay, so by definition, L of f of t equals integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, right? So L of f of t is what? K. So L of k equal integral 0 to infinity e power minus st k into dt. So k is a constant, you take it k outside, integral 0 to infinity e power minus st dt. So integrating this, so k into e power minus st by minus s integral 0 to infinity, right? You substitute the limit, so upper limit, so substituting upper limit e power minus infinity is 0, substituting lower limit e power 0 is 1 by minus s, which is equal to k by s. So Laplace transformation of k is nothing but k by s, right? So another example, suppose f of t equal e power at. When our L of e power at equal, so using this definition, integral 0 to infinity e power minus st e power at dt. Clear? The f of t பதிலா the e power at replace பண்ணிக்க. Clear? So integral 0 to infinity e power, இது ரெண்டையும் கம்பைன் பண்ணி என்ன வரும்? s minus a into t dt, right? So integrate it, e power minus s minus a into t by minus of s minus a, limits 0 to infinity. Substituting upper limit 0 minus lower limit 1 by minus of s minus a, which is equal to 1 by s minus a. So Laplace transformation of e power at is nothing but 1 by s minus. These are standard functions were used in the solutions of ordinary differential equation or the solution of integral equation or a partial differential equation. These are all applications of Laplace transform. Okay, now the next one, suppose f of t equal sin at. Sin at integral 0 to infinity e power minus st sin at dt. So integrating it, e power minus st by s squared plus a squared into minus a sin, that is s sin at, then minus a cos at. So this is the integration formula, integral 0 to infinity. Substituting upper limit 0 and substituting lower limit, so minus e power 0 1 by s squared plus a squared. So here sin 0 is 0 minus a into cos 0 is 1. So we may get what? A by s squared plus a squared, right? Then f of t equal cos at. So L of cos at equal integral 0 to infinity e power minus st cos at dt. What is the formula here? E power minus st by s squared plus a squared, so minus s cos at plus a sin at, 0 to infinity. We are substituting upper limit 0 minus lower limit 1 by s squared plus a squared into minus s into cos 0 1. This is 0. What will be the answer? S by s squared plus a squared. So these are all the Laplace transformation of some standard functions. We will list out it in the tables, then only we can easily understand that. So these are all the some standard functions, Laplace transformation of some standard functions. We have proved that. So Laplace transformation of k is k by s, and if k is 1, you may get 1 by s. E power minus at is 1 by s plus a. E power at is 1 by s minus a. T to the power n is equal to, n is greater than minus 1. gamma of n plus 1 by s power n plus 1. If n is an integer, you can apply this formula. If n is not an integer, you can apply this formula, right? So gamma n plus 1 by s power n plus 1 or n factorial by s power n plus 1. Then sin 80, Laplace transformation of sin 80 is what? A by s squared plus a squared. Then cos 80 is s by s squared plus a squared. And sin h 80 is a by s squared minus a squared. And cos h 80 is s by s squared minus a squared. Simply remember this result as a formula, right? The formula மாதிரி இதை வந்து ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்க. அப்பதான் வந்து problem point of viewல சிம்பிளா இருக்கும் நமக்கு, right? Okay. Some basic properties. The first one, linearity property. The Laplace transformation of c1 f of t plus or minus c2 g of t equaled c1 into L of f of t plus or minus c2 into L of g of t, where c1 and c2 are constants. I have to prove this result. So by definition, so L of, you take the left hand side, so c1 f of t plus or minus c2 g of t equal integral 0 to infinity e power minus st into the function of d. So c1 f of t plus or minus c2 g of t, right, into dt. இதை வந்து என்ன பண்ணலாம், ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், இது முள்ள மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணிக்க. So c1 into integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt plus or minus c2 into integral 0 to infinity e power minus st g of t dt. So by definition this is what? So c1 into, this is nothing but what? L of f of t. Yeah, so L of f of t equal integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. So plus or minus c2 into integral 0, sorry, without answer vandanadhu L of g of t. So L of g of t equal integral 0 to infinity e power minus st g of t dt. So what I have to prove is c1 L of f of t plus or minus c2 into L of g of t. Therefore L is an Laplace operator. L is a linear operator, not Laplace. L is a linear operator. Clear? Change of scale property. See, if L of f of t equal to f of s, then L of f of at equal to 1 by a into f of s by a. How we can prove this result? So by definition, f of s equal to L of f of t. Yeah. This equal to 1 integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. So இங்க என்ன parameter வந்திருக்கோ அதான் இங்க வரும். If e power minus st f of t dt, you may get f of s, right? So L of f of at equal என்ன வரும், integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t பலன் இருக்கு, f of 18 இருக்கு. So f of at into dt. Put at equal to x. When a into dt equal dx. When limit, when t equal to 0, x equal to 0. When t equal to infinity, x equal to infinity. So there is no change in that limit. So integral 0 to infinity e power minus, what is t? X by a. So minus s by a into x, f of x into dt is nothing but 1 dx by a. Then 1 by a வெளிய எடுத்துருங்க. Is equal to 1 by a into integral 0 to infinity e power minus s by a into x, f of x dx. So it's a definite integral. இப்போ t வந்தாலும் x வந்தாலும் எல்லாம் ஒன்று தான் இல்லையா? இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் integral 0 to 1 x dx என்ன வரும், x squared by 2, so 0 to 1 1 by 2 இல்லையா? இப்போ integral 0 to 1 t dt இங்கே என்னதான் வரும், so t squared by 2 0 to 1, So 1 by 2 தான். இப்போ integrand வந்து என்ன definite integral வந்து if it is any variable you may get the same answer, right? So instead of x I can write it as what? T. So dummy one, integral 0 to infinity e power minus s by a into t f of t dt. So by definition this is nothing but what? இங்க e power minus st f of t na f of s ன்னு சொன்னேன். இங்க என்ன வந்திருக்கு? e power minus s by a t into f of t dt. So which is nothing but what? f of s by a. So that is the result. Shifting property is a very important property. So if L of f of t equal to f of s, then L of e power minus a t f of t equal to f of s plus a, or L of e power a t f of t equal to f of s minus a. So it is a very simple result. So by definition f of s equal to L of f of t, which is equal to integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, right? So L of e power minus a t f of t equal to no integral 0 to infinity e power minus st, இந்த f of t க்கு பதிலா இங்க இருக்கு e power minus a t f of t dt. So this is equal to integral 0 to infinity, combine these two, e power minus of s plus a into t f of t dt, right? இப்போ இங்க வந்து s வந்துச்சுன்னா என்ன சொல்லிருக்கேன், இங்க f of s, இங்க என்ன வந்திருக்கு s plus a ன்னு வந்திருக்கு. So which is nothing but one, so f of s plus a, right? The first one. In this result you change to, so change minus a to plus a. So we get what? So L of e power a t f of t equal to f of s minus a. The same result la minus a க்கு பதிலா plus a. அப்ப என்ன வரும், இது plus, இங்கே plus, இங்கே என்ன வரும் minus, இங்கே minus, right? Okay. இந்த ரிசல்ட் வந்து ப்ராப்ளம் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூல எப்படி நம்ம எழுதலாம், இப்போ ஒர்க்கிங் ரூல் மாதிரி ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கேன், ரைட்? working rule. For L of e power minus a t f of t, இப்போ இதுக்கு லாப்லாஸ் எடுக்கணும்னா இதுக்கு லாப்லாஸ் எடுத்துக்க. So L of f of t, then s is replaced by, இங்க மைனஸ் a வந்திருக்கா பிளஸ் a. இப்போ என்ன ரிசல்ட் நமக்கு வரணும், f of s plus a இல்லையா, இதுதான் நமக்கு ரிசல்ட். இப்போ L of f of t என்ன, f of s, then s is replaced by s plus a, you may get f of s plus a, சரியா? இப்போ L of e power minus a t f of t அப்படின்னா you remove this exponential term, you take Laplace of this function, after that s is replaced by s plus a. So that is a working rule. And the second one, so L of e power a t f of t, இதுக்கு என்ன வரும், you remove this exponential, you take L of f of t, then after that s is replaced by s minus a. இங்க மைனஸ் பிளஸ் வந்துச்சுன்னா மைனஸ், மைனஸ் வந்துச்சுன்னா பிளஸ். Okay, so problem point of view இந்த ஐடியா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்க, right? That is a very important one. Clear? Okay. Derivatives and integrals of transforms. So if L of f of t equal to f of s, then L of t into f of t, the product of t into the function f of t equal minus d by ds of f of s, or simply you can write instead of f of s, you can write L of f of t, right? So in general, t power n f of t equal to minus 1 power n d power n by ds power n L of f of t. For example, t squared f of t என்ன வரும், இங்க minus 1 the whole squared plus 1, but d squared by ds squared of L of f of t. இப்போ இதை வந்து 2 times differentiate பண்ணணும். இப்போ cube வந்துச்சுன்னா 3 times differentiate பண்ணணும், 4 வந்துச்சுன்னா 4 times, like that. Okay, this is of the form t into f of t, and then that is why we call it as what, the derivative of the transform. Transform இதுதான், f of s is the transform, the differentiating the transform, so we call it as the derivatives of transforms. So in this L of f of t equal to f of s, then L of f of t by t. இங்க வந்து டிவிஷன்ல இருக்கு. f of t by t வந்துச்சுன்னா integral s to infinity f of s ds, or instead of f of s you can write as L of f of t. So here you are integrating the transform, so that's why you call it the integrals of transforms. Suppose if it is f of t by t square, you have double integral. If it is t cube, triple integral. If it is power n, so n times you have to integrate this function f of s into ds power n. Okay, இங்க வந்து 2 வந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா ds into ds 2 times இதை என்ன பண்ணணும், integrate பண்ணணும். 3 வந்துச்சுன்னா 3 times, 4 வந்துச்சுன்னா 4 times, like that. So that is a, remember this results. Okay, so this result and this result, these are very important results. Clear? Now you see the problems now. So find the Laplace transformation of the following functions. The first one, you take, let f of t equal 1 plus 2t by root t. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணும், we take Laplace. So Laplace of f of t equal to Laplace of this function. So is 1 by root t plus 2 into t by root t. இப்போ என்ன வரும், இப்போ Laplace transformation of t power minus 1 by 2, apply the linear property. So plus 2 into Laplace transformation of t power 1 by 2. What is the formula for t power n? So L of t power n equal, so gamma n plus 1 by s power n plus 1 if n is not an integer. So இங்க வந்து minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 இருக்கு. So இப்போ இந்த formula நீ apply பண்ணணும். இப்போ என்ன வரும், this is equal t power minus 1 by 2. இப்போ n க்கு பதிலா minus 1 by 2. இப்போ என்ன வரும், so gamma minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by s power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus 2 into இங்க என்ன இருக்கு, gamma of power, sorry, t to the power 1 by 2. இப்போ என்ன வரும், gamma 1 by 2 plus 1 by s power 1 by 2 plus 1. இப்போ என்ன வரும், minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So gamma of by s power 1 by 2 plus 2 into, so gamma 3 by 2 by s power 3 by 2. You know the value of gamma of, so gamma of equal to root pi, then gamma of n plus 1 equal to n into gamma n. So this 3 by 2 is nothing but 1 by 2 into gamma 1 by 2. So gamma of plus by s power 1 by 2 plus 2 into half into gamma of by s power 3 by 2. These 2 to get cancelled. Then numerator, so gamma of is what, root pi. So root pi by, so root pi into 1 by s power 1 by 2 plus 1 by s power 3 by 2. Right? The second problem, you take, let f of t equal sin squared 3t. So L of f of t equal L of sin squared 3t. Now going to sin 3t, sin at is the formula, sin at equal a by s squared plus a squared. So L of cos at na s by s squared plus a squared. This is a formula. We have already proved it. So here sin squared 3t இருக்கு. அப்போ இதை வந்து sin 3t போட்டு ஸ்கொயர் பண்ணிடலாம் அப்படின்னு நினைக்க கூடாது. இப்போ இது என்ன பண்ணணும்னா trigonometric formula அப்ளை பண்ணணும். sin squared theta என்ன formula? sin squared theta equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2 இல்லையா? sin squared theta equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. இப்போ theta க்கு பதிலா என்ன இருக்கு? 3t இருக்கு. இப்போ 1 minus cos 6t by 2. Yeah, 2 into 3t, 60. But now you apply the linear property, you take 1 by 2 outside. So L of 1 minus L of cos 60. 1 by 2 into L of 1 oda value enna? 1 by s plus minus L of cos 60 cos 80 க்கு வந்து s by s square plus a square 6 into t அப்படினு என்ன வரும் s by s square plus 36 so which is the required answer. So third problem, so L of take let f of t equal to, so f of t equal to e power minus 2t cos 3t minus 2 by 3 sin 3t. We're taking Laplace on both sides, so L of f of t equal to L of e power minus 2t into cos 3t minus 2 by 3 sin 3t. In product of the exponential and one function இருக்கு. இது வந்து ஒரு f இத மட்டும் f of t கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்க. இது மட்டும் f of t கன்சிடர் பண்ணிட்டீனா என்ன இருக்கு? It is of the form what? e power minus at f of t. So Laplace of this equal to what? L of f of t. S is replaced by s plus a. So this is a working rule, right? But now you remove this exponential thing. So you take Laplace of this cos 3t minus 2 by 3 sin 3t, and after that s is replaced by s plus 2, right? You apply this shifting property, right? So L of cos 3t, L of cos 3t in s by s squared plus 9 minus 2 by 3 into L of sin 3t, no, a by a one another 3, so 3 by s squared plus 9. So s is replaced by s plus 2. So then LCM s squared plus 9, s minus 2, s is replaced by s plus 2. So it is equal to s plus 2 minus 2 by s plus 2 the whole squared plus 9. Can cancel it. So s by s plus 2 the whole squared plus 9. Now the fourth problem, we take let f of t equal sin 2t cos t. So L of f of t equal to L of sin 2t into cos t. இது வந்து ப்ராடக்ட்ல இருக்கு. ஸோ இந்த ரிசல்ட் வந்து நாட் ட்ரூ. ஸோ எல் ஆஃப் எஃப் ஆஃப் டி இன்டு ஜி ஆஃப் டி ஈக்குவல் டு எல் ஆஃப் எஃப் ஆஃப் டி இன்டு எல் ஆஃப் ஜி ஆஃப் டி நம்ம எழுத முடியாது. சரியா, திஸ் இஸ் நாட் ட்ரூ. ஸோ வி கான்ட் டேக்கிங் லேப்லாஸ் இண்டிவிஜுவலி. இப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும், அப்ளை த ட்ரிக்னாமெட்ரிக் ஃபார்முலா sin a cos b, sin a cos b. sin a cos b என்ன ஃபார்முலா? 1/2 into sin a plus b minus sin a minus b by 2. So sin a cos b equal 1/2 into sin a plus b plus sin a minus b. Right? So 1/2 into Laplace of sin a plus b, ரெண்டு ஆட் பண்ணினா வரும் sin 2t plus t 3t, then plus sin a minus b 2t minus t, so sin t. Now you taking Laplace. What will be the formula? இங்க வரும் 3 by s squared plus 9 plus இங்க வரும் 1 by s squared plus 1. இல்லையா, இங்க கோஎஃபிஷியன்ட் வந்து 1 இருக்கு, இங்க 3 இருக்கு. இப்போ ஃபார்முலா வந்து என்னது? L of sin at equal to a by s squared plus 9, sorry a square. இப்போ a வந்து இங்க 3, இப்போ 3 by s squared plus 9 plus இங்க a வந்து 1, so 1 by s squared plus 1. Clear? Now the fifth problem பாரு, you take let f of t equal t cos 2t. When L of f of t equal L of t into cos 2t. இப்போ இது எந்த ஃபார்முலா இருக்கு? இப்போ L of t into f of t ங்கிற ஃபார்முலா இருக்கு இல்லையா? இப்போ t into f of t ன்னு என்ன ரூல் நமக்கு? minus d by ds of L of f of t. t remove பண்ணிட்டு minus d by ds ன்னு மாத்திக்கணும், right? Shortcut மாதிரி ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கேன். So this is nothing but minus d by ds of L of this cos 2t, right? So minus d by ds of L of cos 2t என்னது s by s squared plus 4 இல்லையா? L of cos 8 வந்து என்னது s by s squared plus a squared. You apply this formula, you get s by s squared plus 4. இப்போ இதை differentiate பண்ணும். d by ds of this அப்படின்னா differentiate with respect to s. So minus இது எப்படி பண்ணும், u by v ல பண்ணும். So s squared plus 4 the whole squared, s squared plus 4 into differentiation of s is 1 minus s into differentiation of this 2s. So you may get, so minus this simply பண்ணா வரும் 4 minus s squared by s squared plus 4 the whole square. So which is the required result. The sixth problem பார்த்தீங்கன்னா just like the third problem, right? So f of t equal e power minus t into t cube plus 3 e power 2t minus 5 sin 3t. இப்போ Laplace எடுத்தீங்கன்னா வரும், so L of f of t equal L of e power minus t into t cube plus 3 e power 2t minus 5 sin 3t. இதெல்லாம் அப்ளை பண்ணும் shifting property இல்லையா? e power minus at into f of t equal L of f of t, then s is replaced by s plus a. இப்போ இதெல்லாம் வரும், இப்போ L of this t cube plus 3 e power 2t minus 5 sin 3t, then s is replaced by s plus 1. இப்போ ஒவ்வொன்றுக்கும் தனித்தனியாக லாப்லாஸ் எடுக்கிறோம். t cube t power n ஃபார்முலா என்ன, n factorial by s power n plus 1 if n is an integer. இப்போ இங்க 3 வந்திருக்கு, so integer. இப்போ இந்த ஃபார்முலா நீ அப்ளை பண்ற, ரைட்? பண்ணுறோம். This is equal, so L of t cube, so 3 factorial by s power 4 plus 3 into e power at. So L of e power at என்ன 1 by s minus e இல்லையா? பண்ண வரும் 3 by 3 into e power 2t வரும் 1 by s minus 2, ஏங்கிற இடத்துல இங்க 2 இருக்கு இல்லையா? minus 5 into sin 3t, so 3 by s squared plus 9, then s is replaced by s plus 1. 3 factorial, another 6 by s power 4, s is replaced by s plus 1, so s plus 1 whole to the power 4, then plus 3 by s plus 1 minus 2 minus 15 by s plus 1 the whole square plus 9. So which is the required answer, right? So you try these problems. So find the Laplace transformation of the following functions: e power minus 2t cos square 3t. So you apply the formula shifting property, right? So cos square 3t வந்து என்ன பண்ணும் 1 plus cos 2t by 2. So இந்த formula நீ apply பண்ணிக்கணும் 2 theta by 2, right? And then இது வந்து என்னது, again it is a shifting property. You apply the formula sin a cos b, right? And this one is, it is of the form t into f of t. So in the formula இருக்கு, so you apply the derivative formula. And this one you apply the cos a cos b formula and then taking Laplace transform. And then here you bring it into numerator. இது எப்படி எழுதலாம், e power t sin t the whole square. அப்போ இது என்ன ஆகும், e power 2t sin square t. Again you apply the shifting property. Sin square t க்கு வந்து, so you apply the formula 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. இப்போ theta க்கு பதிலா இங்க t இருக்கு, right?